we'll continue with the lesson. So we have already seen the first paragraph. There we have come across, or we came to know that C.V. Raman or Chandrasekhar Venkat Raman received the Nobel Prize for Physics in the year 1930. So that sentence is very important. Please underline that sentence in your textbook. Now we learned a word, groundbreaking, a new word, groundbreaking. The meaning of that is given in the footnote. It means original and important, or showing a new way of looking at things. And another word I would like to bring to your notice is the word phenomenon. You might have seen that word there. You are familiar with the word, but do you actually know what it means? It means observable fact or event. Observable fact or event. So now the word phenomenon is singular. Now what is the plural of the word phenomenon? The plural is phenomena. N-A-M-E-N-A. P-H-E-N-O-M-E-N-A. So that is the plural of the word phenomenon. So phenomenon is singular, phenomena is plural. So if you are referring to more than one thing, you have to say it as phenomena. Now, where was Raman born? He was born in Tiruchirappalli in Tamil Nadu. Where did he study his college education? Presidency College, Chennai, the famous Presidency College in Chennai. And his father was a physics teacher, and so he developed an interest towards physics. He has qualified in the civil service competitive exam, and he became the Deputy Accountant General in Calcutta. But he was so interested in physics, he still continued his scientific pursuit at the Indian Association for the Cultivation of Sciences. And finally, what happened? In the year 1917, he gave up his administrative position to become a professor of physics at Calcutta University. So that is the gist of the first paragraph. We'll move on to the next paragraph. By the time he embarked on his first trip overseas to London as a delegate at the university's Congress in 1921, leading physicists of the time like J.J. Thomson and Lord Rutherford were already acquainted with Raman's significant study in the field of optics and acoustics. Raman had studied classical percussion instruments like the tabla and the mridangam, more specifically the mathematical relationships that produce the pleasing effects of the sounds. So now here we come to know that look at the first line there, by the time he embarked. Now that's a new word. Now the meaning of that word is given in the footnote. Embarked means started. So he was called as a delegate to attend the university's Congress in 1921. And where did this take place? This was taking place in London. So at that time itself, he was familiar with the other popular physicists of his time, like J.J. Thomson and Lord Rutherford. He was already acquainted. Acquainted is another word here. Acquainted means familiar. Not exactly friends, but they knew each other. And they also knew that his area of research, he was doing, his field of study was optics and acoustics. Optics means vision, and acoustic means hearing, the sounds, the study of sounds. So Raman had studied classical percussion instruments. Now he also studied classical percussion instruments like tabla and the mridanga. Now why did he study? Was he interested in music actually? No, he was not exactly interested in the music that was created by the tabla or mridangam, but rather the mathematical relationships that produce the pleasing effects of the sound. So he was interested in that. So in this second paragraph, we come to know that he was called as a delegate at the university's Congress in 1921 at London, and we come to know of two famous physicists of his times like J.J. Thomson and Lord Rutherford. Now we move on to the next paragraph. That is, it was during this sea voyage to London that he was struck by the blue color of the Mediterranean Sea. Till that time, it was generally accepted that the blue color of the sea was actually a reflection of the sky. This was confirmed by the celebrated physicist Lord Rayleigh, who had proposed that the minute particles in the air scattered the blue wavelength from the sun's white rays. However, Raman was not convinced by this explanation. He speculated that the blue color of the sea could be caused by the scattering of sunlight by the water molecules. To verify his speculations, he used a polarized nickel prism on a sample of seawater to show that light was indeed scattered by water molecules, a phenomenon that he called molecular diffraction. So now in the third paragraph, already in the second paragraph, we come to know that he was called as a delegate. Now here, in this paragraph, the actual sea voyage is explained. Now he went to London. He was invited as a delegate and the meeting was in London. So he had to go to London from India. So how did he go? He went by sea. He had to take a sea voyage. Voyage means journey. Now something struck him. What was that? The blue color of the Mediterranean Sea. So earlier it was accepted that the blue color of the sea was a reflection of the sky. And many famous physicists like Lord Rayleigh proposed that the minute particles in the air scattered the blue wavelength from the sun's white rays. Now the blue color of the sea, it was believed that it was due to the reflection of the sky. But Raman was not convinced. He kept on thinking or pondering why the sea is blue in color. And as a result of his research, he found out that, now what did he do? To verify his speculations, he used a polarized nickel prism on a sample of seawater. And what did he find out? It was molecular diffraction. Light was indeed scattered by the water molecules. What was this called? This was called as molecular diffraction.